Welcome to Tabletop Gaming with Juice. Today I am talking about why somebody would make an RPG system. I got my trusty notepad on my phone. So again, you might see the reflection of my glasses, things like that. Please bear with me. Fantastic tool, by the way. Download a notepad on your phone, and when you get ideas, put them in there. Or use your voice recorder app if you ever get ideas for campaigns, adventures, videos, whatever it is. I highly recommend it. I use this periodically throughout the day sometimes, and sometimes it's I don't use it for stretches of weeks. But anyways, so why would someone make an RPG system? Now I know Tetsubo talked about this the other day, and I've been wanting to do a series about this for a long time, and the reason is because I've been, over the years, here and there, I've worked on different things that I always thought would be kind of cool. Whether I do something with it or not, I put my ideas on paper usually. In fact, I know I have 6 pages from about 6 years ago, less than that, 5 years ago, where I started thinking about my own RPG. I took things that I enjoyed at the time, and I asked myself, well, what do I like about these things? What could be done better? And I tried to put some stuff on paper. And my preferences have changed. So what I started then, whether I ever get back to working on that or not is a whole different conversation. Because if I do, it's going to need a lot more stuff. But why do people want to create an RPG system? A lot of people, it's, because they think they can do it better. Some people think that games like D&D aren't very good. You'll hear people say that in our community, for example. Oh, D&D is terrible. I know there were times David Daniel Ducker used to say it. I know people have created systems because they didn't like the options out there. But there are new amazing systems coming out all the time. Every few years we get something new. Recently, the one that caught my attention that I've played once, because I believe it is the core system, but was Cypher System. I think that's what they use for Numenera. I could be wrong. I played Numenera once and I enjoyed it. But another one was Fantasy Age, and based off Dragon Age, the system they made for that. Let's see what else. There's Savage Worlds, I think was like 8 years ago. Does that sound right? 2008 maybe. And that's a great system. So people getting inspired to make their own systems is fantastic. I know DMG's working on one called oh gosh, please don't hate me. I think it's 7S system or something like that. In fact, he just uploaded new stuff for his playtest. Very cool stuff, but I think it was deities and stuff like that. But anyways, there's a lot of people, even in our community, trying to make their own stuff, systems and things like that. And I think it's a great idea. Some people are just doing it because, it's another creative outlet. Some people think they can make the next best system, and it's this mind-blowing thing. Other people, they've taken their house rules from their home games and decided, hey, our house rules are better than this core system, and it wouldn't be hard to tweak these other things to make it a whole new system and not just house rules anymore. And so they do that, and then they think, wow, this is kind of cool. Let's share it with the world. Other people just want to make some money doing something they've already done. The challenge. Some people do it for the challenge, the challenge of doing something new and growing it into something special. So there's so many different reasons for people to do it personally, and whatever they are, I think that's great. The more stuff we have out there, the better. Now, some people need to be realistic about their pricing and things like that. And there's a lot more to it than just, hey, here's some rules, boom, putting it out there. There's a lot to it. And I would like to do a series about this. So what I mean by that is I am hoping, and maybe this piques your guys' interest. I know some people like Nelson over at Infinite Roleplay has been working on something. I want to do a series about how to make an RPG system. And you're probably thinking, well, Juice, you've never made an RPG system. I haven't. I think doing this series would be a great way for me to learn how. Whether it's me doing the research before a video, me having guests on for the series, and things like that. Maybe by your comments below, maybe, I can learn a lot from you guys. So a lot of good things there. And I want to challenge people. If you've had an idea, put it on paper, put it in your phone, do something, and come along. Let's try to do this together. Maybe, we can do a hangout every now and then and just talk about this stuff. Now, you don't have to and I encourage you not to give away your ideas. Ideas aren't worth anything unless you execute on them, but don't just be, hey, a system like blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Keep those to yourself and just work on it. And maybe we can work on something together. Maybe some people will see the light of day. I think that'd be really cool. So I don't know where to start with that, but hopefully next week we can start that series. So it'd be a good way to keep me on track working on mine. And maybe I'll do some stuff where I'm actually working on it with you guys. Maybe I'll just do some live chats and work on it on the side or whatever. But yeah, realistic expectations are that you can do it, and there's no reason not to. But don't go into it thinking you're going to make $1 million either. If that's your goal, great. Come up with a plan and execute. And if you hit it, great. Eventually you will. If you only sell 100 a year for so much time, eventually you make $1 million. Maybe you won't be alive to see it, but eventually it'll happen. So you can achieve whatever you want. And whether it's the next best system, that might be pushing it, but it might be possible. You never know unless you try. So, why make an RPG system? Do it for your own reasons. But yeah, when I do this series, come along with me. Let's try it. Let's see what we can get done. Maybe some people who have done it can give some tips and pointers, and we'll throw them up in some annotations and stuff like that. And maybe ask some people to come on and give some tips and pointers. So with that, I'm going to wrap this up here, but like, comment, subscribe, share, and if you have any good tips or pointers on how or why to make an RPG system, post it below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Why have you made your own RPG system? I know most never see the light of day. One of my players in my group, he made one back in, I think he said the early 90s with his group, and they never did anything with it. They made it, and that was it. So anyways, would love to hear your thoughts, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.